Today you're going to need a red worsted weight yarn and a tan worsted weight yarn and a 4mm crochet hook. So let's get into it. Start with your red yarn and make a magic circle. And then you are going to chain 1. You are going to make 6 single crochets into that magic circle. Pull that tail tight, and we are going to slip stitch to our first stitch, but with the new color. So you're going to insert your hook, then you're going to take your tan yarn, wrap it over, and pull it through and make a slip stitch. Then you're just going to leave that red attached because we're going to be bringing that back up in a couple rounds. Now you're going to chain 1, and you're going to make 2 single crochet in each stitch. So 1, 2. You're doubling your stitch count. Now you're going to check your stitch count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And you should have 12 stitches. Now you're going to slip stitch into that first single crochet stitch. And right now we're working on the bottom part of our colored pencil. So chain 1, and we're going to put 1 single crochet in that first stitch. And in the next stitch, you're going to put 2 single crochets. So repeat that around. 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets. Now that we finished that round, you're going to insert your hook as if you were to make a slip stitch. But instead, you're going to grab that red yarn that's still attached to your project and slip stitch with that. Don't pull it too tight or you will have it bending in your work. So just leave it a little loose back there. This is just so we don't have to weave in as many tails at the end of your project. So we are going to cut this tan yarn though, because we are done with that till we finish the body of our colored pencil. So cut the tan yarn and then I'll show you what to do next. All right, so next you're going to chain 1, and you are just going to put 1 single crochet in the back loop of all of those stitches. When you get to the beginning of your row, slip stitch to that first stitch. And now we are going to repeat 1 round for the next 20 rounds. So this repeat is for the next 20 rounds. All you're going to do is you're going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch, and then when you get to the end of your round, you're going to slip stitch to that first stitch, chain 1, and start your new round. And you're just going to single crochet in each stitch for 20 rows. it's time to stuff it with stuffing. But I always have socks with holes in them. So instead of just throwing these away, I like to repurpose them for something useful. So I just take the socks and cut them into strips. And there's your stuffing, and you can just place it inside like regular stuffing. There's really no difference, and you'd be wasting all this good material if you just throw it away. So I'm going to stuff this, and then we can get back to crocheting. Alright, now we are going to change our color. So don't undo that last slip stitch you did, and then just insert your hook. Do not cut your red yarn because we are going to use that for the tip of the pencil, and it doesn't make sense to have to weave in more tails than you need to. Alright, now we are going to chain one and make one single crochet in the back loop of every stitch in the round. Going to slip stitch to the first stitch of the round. Before we continue with this tutorial, be sure to go down and like, comment, and subscribe so I can continue make great content like this. Alright, to begin our next round, you're going to chain one, and we're going to make decreases all the way around, single crochet decreases. So you're going to insert your hook into the first stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, and do not yarn over and pull through two. You're just going to go right into that next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and go through all three, and that you just decreased a stitch because you worked into both of those and made them into one stitch. So you're going to repeat that all the way around. Slip stitch to that first stitch. We are going to chain one, and we are going to make one single crochet in each stitch. Then you are going to slip stitch to that first stitch. And before we continue any further, we are going to be making more decrease rows. So if you feel like you need to add more stuffing to fill into this part, do that now. All right, so now we are going to chain one, and we are going to make another decrease round. So you're just going to make your single crochet decreases in every stitch of the round. Now we of our round, so we're going to insert our hook as if to slip stitch, but instead you are going to grab that red yarn and make a slip stitch. You are finished with your tan yarn, so you can now cut that off and put it away. All right, so now you are going to chain one, and just so I don't have to weave in this tan piece of yarn, I'll just work over top of it while I'm working with the red. So you're just going to work one single crochet into each stitch of your round. Get to the end of your round, you're just gonna slip stitch to that first stitch. Now this is our last round. You are just going to chain one and work single crochet decreases all the way around. All right, and I just slip stitch to my first stitch, and then you are going to cut your yarn and fasten off, and then just weave in that tail. I like to just do it with my crochet hook, just get it down and sort of shape the tip of the pencil a little bit better, but you can do it however you want. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you next time. So I continue, disclaimer, make sure they're clean first.